What's going on, guys? Paolo Banchero should be the number one pick in the 2022 NBA draft. That's it. That's the end of the video. Thank you for your time. Got dirt in the back of my ear. It's like, okay, I got it. We're good. All right, we're gonna be. What the fuck am I doing? I don't know how to start this. I don't know how to start. I genuinely don't know how to. How do I make a YouTube? So Paolo Banchero should be the number one pick in the NBA draft. And I just want to take this video to go over some film and just explain to you why I really think this. This isn't a knock on the other two prospects that a lot of people are saying should go number one, which are Jabari Smith and Chet Holmgren. I like both of them as prospects. In fact, I want my next two film reviews, if I do more film reviews, I want my next two to be on Jabari Smith and Chet Holmgren. So be on the lookout for those. I think Paolo Banchero is very special. I'm recording this right before the Final Four game against UNC. I'm hoping UNC wins. Like this video pains me to make this video because I am a major North Carolina fan. I love the Tar Heels. And I also love the Bulls. I know it doesn't really make sense. It's a long story. All right, we're getting off topic now. So, yeah, I think Paolo Banchero is special and I think he should easily be the number one pick. So we're just going to take some time. I'm just going to take some time to explain why I believe this. If you disagree, that's great. Just don't tell me to kill myself or some shit because it's college basketball. It's a college basketball opinion, bro. It's not that deep. You can disagree all you want. I don't care. But it's just remember it's not that before you comment something out of pocket, it's not that deep. It's really not that deep. Okay? It's not that deep. So yeah, I'm taking up way too much time. This is taking me 10 minutes just to film this intro. But yeah, let's get into the film review. So one of the things that really impresses me with Paolo Banchero is the fact that he's 6'10", 250 pounds, and he has a high basketball IQ, and he can play like a guard. Right here on this play, he's guarded by Chet Holmgren at the top of the three-point line. So what he does is he calls for a screen, gets a mismatch on a worse defender, pulls up, shoots a mid-range right in his face. That's another thing that really impresses me with Paolo Banchero is his just willingness to take shots and his willingness to shoot the mid-range. He's really good. I honestly think he's the best mid-range shooter in the draft class out of all the players I've watched so far. I mean, he's got such a smooth and nice-looking jumper, and he's just got such a nice ball handle as well. Like I've said before, he has a very high defensive IQ. He's a very good help defender as well. Right here, Drew Tim passes to the guy in the corner, leaving this guy from Gonzaga wide open. Paulo will notice this and immediately start to run over to him, gets a good contest, and it's a missed shot. Right here, we get to see more of Paulo's help defense and his high defensive IQ. He's down low. It's man-to-man defense. He's guarding Chet Holmgren. He sees that 22 gets wide open after the pick and roll. These two start double-teaming 45. So as soon as 22 gets the ball, Paulo gets on him, and they double-team him. As soon as he kicks out the ball, Paulo is aware that Chet Holmgren is still wide open in the corner. So as soon as 22 passes, Paulo runs over to recover, and he does do a good job of recovering at this point until eventually they call a foul. I don't know. That's kind of a weak foul, in my opinion. I don't really think Paulo did anything wrong there. But overall, that was really good, high defensive IQ until the foul, obviously. But come on, it's a weak foul. Right here on this play, we could see more of Paulo just being a very nice jump shooter. I mean, right here, he just off the dribble, pulls up, gets right into his shooting motion, and it's a swish. He's a great shooter. I will say he's a little bit streaky and a little bit inconsistent at times. He'll have games where he'll shoot 2 for 4 from 3, then the next game he'll shoot 0 for 1 or 1 for 3. He's a 33% three-point shooter on 3 attempts this season. I do believe that most of that just has to do with how he's used in Duke. I think it has less to do with his ability to actually shoot the 3. I think he's a great three-point shooter, and he will be for his entire NBA career. So I wouldn't worry about him only shooting 33% from 3 and being kind of inconsistent. I don't think that's a big problem. Plus, inconsistencies in shooting. A lot of high draft picks were pretty inconsistent shooters in college, and they just come into the NBA and they're not as inconsistent, or they fix their inconsistencies after a couple of seasons. So I wouldn't really worry about him being inconsistent at the NBA level. Maybe he gets off to a slow start, but I even doubt that. I think he comes into the league and makes an immediate impact. Anyways, let's just get back into the film. So I said earlier that Paulo's not really afraid to shoot, but that's also a little bit of a weakness for him. As you can see right here, tries to post him up. It's not working. Gets a little fake. 22's not buying the fake. He goes up for a fadeaway anyway. 22's right in his face, and it just bounces right off the front of the rim. It's kind of a bad shot selection in my opinion, and I know I just complimented him for hitting that dribble pull-up three contested. That is also kind of on a fast break, pulls up for three with someone's hand in his face. That's kind of a questionable shot selection as well. I think that's one of his downfalls. He's got questionable shot selection at times, but I wouldn't really worry about that too much. I mean, Anthony Edwards had questionable shot selection coming into the league, and we've already seen what he's done. Shooting some poor shots throughout your career is not really like a big negative, but it is definitely something that needs to be fixed. And I think it will be. A lot of young players in college and for the first couple seasons, they just, they shoot a couple questionable shots, but that stops with experience and time, so I wouldn't really worry about that as well. So a lot of people think Paolo Banchero, Jabari Smith, and Chet Holmgren are the consensus top 3 picks, and I agree. I think they will probably be the top 3 picks. In what order, I don't know yet, obviously, but I think Paolo Banchero has a big advantage over both of them, and that's the fact that he already has an NBA-ready body. Jabari Smith needs to put on some weight and some muscle, and so does Chet Holmgren, obviously, and I think they won't have any problems doing that. I think they'll be able to put on some weight and muscle enough to where they can compete in the NBA. But the thing is, Paolo Banchero doesn't have to do that because he already has an NBA-level body. 6'10", 250 pounds. Right here on this play, he's guarded by number 10, and he just kind of shoves him out of the way and makes number 10 fall. He gets wide open, and that's just an easy layup. Again, on the very next offensive play, you can see just his pure strength. He's guarded by Chet Holmgren at the top of the three-point line, Chet being an elite college defender, and he just bullies Chet all the way down to the paint, gets right where he needs to be, goes up with it, gets fouled, and gets the and one. No one is stopping that. He's just too strong. Again, more of his help defense and his defensive IQ is on display right here. He sees that Drew Tim has got a mismatch and he's bullying Zero. Paulo just comes over, gets the double team. Drew tries to score and he fails. And then look at Paulo just snatches the rebound right out of his hands. That's another positive about Paulo. He doesn't rebound that often, but when he does, he's super strong and he just snatches it out of people. And then right after this play, on the fast break, this dude is 6'10", 250 pounds. I don't know how many times I got to repeat that, but I'm going to keep repeating that. He's 250 pounds. He's 6'10", and he's playing like a guard. He can pass and play make just as well as any guard at 6'10", 250 pounds on the fast break, in the half-court set. He can do it anywhere. Right here, he's going full speed ahead. He notices that he draws both defenders towards him, which causes number 15 to get open, and he just throws a nice lob, and it's right on target. Beautiful play by Paulo. All of Paolo Banchero's positives were on display in this game versus Gonzaga. I mean, just look at this. He's calling for the ball. He gets the ball, and this is another thing I love about his ability to shoot, is he is so quick to get into his shot formation. I mean, he snatches the ball. He's already ready to shoot, pulls up from deep three-point range, and that's a nasty make. That's just incredible shot right there. Another great thing about Paolo Banchero's ability to defend is he's a very good perimeter defender. He's right here on this play. He picks up the guard off the pick and roll and causes him to travel and turn over the ball. Just a great ability to stay with the guard by Paulo. So let's get back to some negatives. As you can see on this play, we get to see more of Paulo's just poor shot selection at times. Right here, it's a post up. And at first, it does look like he's going to get an easy shot right here. He just bullies his defender at first. It's a nice spin move. But then number 22 recovers, and Chet Holmgren comes up to help. Now Paulo's being double teamed in the paint. And he has number 13 all the way in the corner. Number 13's wide open. As you can see, if you follow my mouse, you can see number 13's wide open right here. And Paulo can easily just get a pass to him. That's an easy pass right there. And that's an easy three. And if 45 comes over to guard 13 after he catches the ball, then 13 can just pass it to number 0 right here, and that's still an easy three-point shot. But instead of kicking it to 13, who has a wide open three, Paulo just goes up with it, and it's a miss. Now, when he does go up with it, he grabs his own rebound and gets fouled. That just shows more of his pure strength. But, I mean, that should have been a three-point shot easily if he just kicked it to number 13. In this game, you could kind of see the effects of Paulo being a streaky three-point shooter. In the first half, he was practically hitting every three he took. In the second half, I think he missed at least 2 wide open threes. I think he missed a third one as well. I'm not sure, but on this play, wide open three, it's a good shot, but just rims out. I think that's something he can easily fix, but it's definitely something to just be aware of. If he comes into the league and he's not an immediate great 3-point shooter, don't worry about it. It's something that's easily fixable, but it's definitely something to just watch out for, just keep in the back of your head going into the NBA draft, but I don't think it'll be a big problem. And that wraps up our film review on Paolo Banchero. Just to summarize things, I think he's just great. That's it. That's the summary. No, but I don't think you have much to worry about. I don't think there's any chance he's a bust. I would give his draft grade an A-, and that's the biggest. I'm pretty critical when it comes to grades. So he's the highest graded player that I've seen so far, which is an A-. I don't really give out A's and A+ that often. The last A+ I gave would be Zion Williamson, which I think when healthy is a perfectly correct grade to have given him. But anyways, yeah, the only real negatives you would have to worry about are his poor shot selection and his streaky and inconsistent 3-point shooting ability. He's a great mid-range shooter. He's always going to be consistent in that. 3-point shooting, though, that's a little bit of a worry. Although both of the negatives I just listed, those are his really only 2 big negatives, and I think those are easily fixable. And even if he doesn't fix those 2, he can still be a multi-time all-star and potential superstar, even with poor shot selection and a streaky, inconsistent 3-point shot. Even if he does go into the NBA and has those 2 negatives throughout his entire career, he can still easily be a superstar. So don't even worry about his negatives, okay? Because all around he's a great player. He's great on ball, he's great off ball, he's a great defender. I didn't really go over much of his rim protection, which thinking back on it, I should have showed more rim protection. But he's a great rim protector as well. Great high defensive IQ, good help defender, great on the perimeter, very explosive offensive player, and he's just great anywhere on the court. And remember, his playmaking and passing ability is severely underrated. I wish Coach K and Duke would just use him as a passer more often because he's so good at it. And anyways, yeah, that's the end of this video. If you did enjoy, don't forget to leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that. Comment who else you want me to review besides Chet Holmgren and Jabari Smith, because I'm gonna get to them, okay? Regardless if people want me to or not, because those are the other 2 top 3 prospects, so I have to review them, okay? But anyone else besides that? Oh, and Jaden Ivey. I love Jaden Ivey, so I'm gonna review him. Anyone else you guys have suggestions, I'll go over. And yeah, peace.